Chapter 2. Beast's Soul Essence. Jason crouched into a fighting stance, his mind racing as the battle unfolded. Every sensation felt amplified, as if he were plugged into a high-stakes video game where the price of failure was his life. Adrenaline coursed through his veins, sharpening his reflexes to a razor's edge. The ghoul lunged, its clawed hands slicing through the air at a sharp angle. Jason ducked and sidestepped with precision, narrowly avoiding the brutal attack. The creature's momentum carried it off balance, but before he could capitalize on the opening, it twisted with unnatural agility. Crack! An elbow slammed into Jason's face, sending him stumbling backward. Stars exploded in his vision, and he tasted copper as blood poured from his broken nose. Pain shot through his skull, hot and unforgiving. He pressed a hand to his face, feeling the jagged shift of broken bone beneath his skin. "Son of a bitch," he muttered, spitting blood onto the floor. With a grimace, he raised his middle finger toward the snarling ghoul, flipping at the bird. Mockery spilled from his lips as he channeled his idol, Bruce Lee, beckoning the creature to come at him with a taunting gesture. The ghoul hissed in fury, its greenish veins bulging grotesquely as if ready to burst. It snarled louder, muscles coiling like springs. Jason grinned, though his lips dripped with blood. He relished the thrill, despite the searing pain coursing through him. If he was going down, he was taking this monstrosity with him. Still clutching his bat, Jason dashed forward, meeting the ghoul head-on. He swung with every ounce of strength he could muster, aiming for its midsection. The ghoul's claws slashed at his face in a counterattack, forcing him to pivot mid-stride. His foot caught the wall, and he pushed off, twisting in midair like a martial artist out of legend. With a roar, he redirected his attack and brought the bat crashing down on the creature's head. The impact was satisfying, a dull, meaty thud, but the ghoul barely faltered. Its skull caved slightly, yet it snarled with unrelenting ferocity. "Damn, this thing doesn't feel pain," Jason thought, landing in a roll and springing to his feet. There was no room for error, no chance for hesitation. The ghoul came at him again, claws swiping in a relentless flurry. Jason dodged and weaved, his battered body screaming in protest with every movement. The bat connected with the creature's head once more, a sharp crack reverberating through the room. It staggered, its movements jerky, but it wasn't finished. Jason swung his leg in a calculated kick, aiming for the ghoul's head. But the creature, driven by some savage instinct, raised its fist to meet the blow. The collision was catastrophic. Crunch! Pain shot up Jason's leg as his ankle snapped under the force. He collapsed with a scream, clutching his mangled foot. Rage burned in his chest, white-hot and blinding. Gritting his teeth, he forced himself to his feet, leaning heavily on his good leg. The ghoul advanced, its glowing eyes locking onto him with a predatory glint. Jason roared, gripping the bat with both hands and swinging with every ounce of fury he possessed. The bat smashed into the ghoul's face, obliterating its features in a grotesque spray of blood and pus. The creature's skull finally gave way, collapsing under the relentless assault. It fell to the floor with a sickening thud, its body twitching before going still. Breathing heavily, Jason staggered back, his heart pounding in his ears. He turned away from the lifeless body, his thoughts swirling with a mix of triumph and dread. He'd survived, but the burst of power he'd felt during the fight left him shaken. It was raw, uncontrollable, and terrifying. What if that power turned on someone he cared about? His thoughts were interrupted by a sharp chime in his vision. A system window blinked into existence, glowing faintly in the dim light.
System update. You have defeated a level 5 Berserk Ghoul. You have gained Strength +10, Agility +6, Health +10, Stamina +13, Speed +10, Mana +12. You have reached level 1. You have reached level 2. You have acquired Beast Soul Essence, Creature Type, Ghoul.
Jason's eyes widened as he read the new information. A chilling energy seemed to emanate from the ghoul's corpse, and he felt it being drawn into his body. It was like fire ripping through his veins, tearing him apart and rebuilding him at the same time. He screamed through gritted teeth as his body was remade, the agony stretching into what felt like an eternity. When it was over, he collapsed to his knees, sweat pouring down his face. What the hell was that? He thought, shaking as he wiped his forehead. His body felt different, lighter, stronger, but also alien. The system message continued.
First attribute, Soul Domination. Allows you to transform creatures of equal or lower level into loyal allies. Paralyzes enemies up to 2 levels higher for 5 seconds. Second attribute, Transform. Grants the ability to take on the attributes of the beast's soul absorbed.
He stared at the words in disbelief. Transform? What does that even mean? Can I become a ghoul? His musings were interrupted by the sounds of a struggle across the room. Turning his head, he saw an old man in his 60s trying desperately to fend off another ghoul with a shattered beer bottle. The man's attacks were ineffective, the creature advancing relentlessly. Jason's first instinct was to charge forward, but the sharp pain in his ankle brought him crashing back to the floor. Shit! He gritted his teeth, clutching the bat as he tried to think. His eyes darted to the system's icon for his new ability. Let's see if this works, he muttered, a dangerous smile spreading across his face. With a deep breath, he focused his mind and activated the power of the beast's soul essence. For better or worse, the battle wasn't over yet.